Hi, this is Kevin with your Daily Forex Report for August 1st, 2011. What you're looking at right now is US Japanese yen chart on the daily time frame. You'll notice in the previous session we actually had an erratic session, went up and went down. The wicks for the top and the bottom are about the same, but we ended up closing up just a little bit. So this will widen our daily range and everything. Moving on into today's candle so far, we've actually pulled up and then pulled back down, but we overall are up. Look for this pair to go as high in this next session as 77.82, which it's come really close to already, actually, and as low as 76.52, with some support around 76.86 and resistance around 77.54. Alright, moving on to the Euro USD, this pair was very erratic as well, but it dropped quite a bit in the previous session, really indicative of it being the first day of the week. So look for this pair in this session to go as high as 1.4404 and as low as 1.4095, with some support around 1.4172 and resistance around 1.4327. Alright, moving on to the US or the pound US dollar. Don't worry about the lines, I'll come back to that here in a second. We dropped, just like the euro, we dropped really hard in this last session, and we're starting to rebound just a little bit in this session, but it's not shaping up to be a really big mover like it was in the last session. So look for this pair to go as high as 1.6422 and as low as 1.6165, with some support around 1.6229 and resistance around 1.6358. Alright, last but not least, let's look at the US Swiss. This is shaping up to be the fourth down candle in a row, even with the previous really big downward move. Kind of retraced a little bit as well, but the huge upward gap, and then we refilled that gap at the beginning of the week. So Monday was just a really big mover all around, looks like, for the US dollar anyway. So in this current session, look for this pair to go as high as 0.7940 and as low as 0.7726, with some support around 0.7780 and resistance around 0.7887. Alright, as far as the news announcements go within this next session, at 3 o'clock in the morning, speaking on Central Time, actually, Eastern, 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, this will affect the Euro currency. The Euro has the Eurozone Producer Price Index. Previous was 5.9, market expects 6.2, so if anything deviates any further than that, then look for it to move the European-based currencies quite a bit. So that is a high market mover. Also, tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, we have the USD Senate votes on debt limit bill, and this is considered a high market mover as well. So at 11 o'clock Eastern, just pay attention to the US-based currencies, and just to kind of see if that really moves the market at all. Usually whenever people vote on bills or somebody speaks and it's labeled as a high market mover, generally it is. So as which direction doesn't really matter. All we're looking for is volatility in the market, and that will definitely cause it. So just keep an eye out on that. Alright, so just kind of coming back to these lines that you saw earlier on the pound chart. This is a trade setup that I had mentioned a couple of days back, actually. It was a mid-range to long-term trade. It could end up being a long-term trade. I'm actually in this trade right now, and I've moved my stop loss at my entry point to break even, just to kind of protect what I've got. But you'll notice we've got this pretty defined trend line here. It's been hit a couple of times. It actually was broke through, became a line of resistance, and then plummeted. Well, over the longer term, it has actually fallen, coming back, and then proven to be a line of resistance again. And so about this session here, 2 sessions ago, at the end of last week, I actually called this to say, you know, kind of have a hard time breaking through this area, but turn back around and plummet. And it kind of did. It hit this first yellow line. These lines have been here since last week. Hit this first yellow line here. and retraced back up quite a bit, the entire candle length, and then broke the top here, and then retraced all the way back down again. So as you can see, it had a very hard time breaking through this, and this last candle, it actually plummeted quite a bit. So what my initial recommendation was, whenever you break through this area here, then we would be looking to target the other side. Well, as you can see, it did pull back some, and now we're in an up candle in this session. I'd look for it to move probably around into this area here, or maybe even all the way back up to this line of resistance here before falling again, if it does decide to fall. But if you do take a look at the chart at an overall perspective and a longer term perspective, we are, especially considering this last run up, we are due for a fall through this. So I'm still kind of sticking to my guns on this particular trade, especially if it breaks through here again. Then we'll definitely want to look to re-enter, as it were, or even add to our position as it targets the other side here. Alright, well, that about does it for today. So until next time, this is Kevin. Good trading.